Imagine two shops sell exactly the same product. Shop A says Rs 4,999. Shop B says Rs 9,999. Now, Rs 4,999. Same product, same final price. But does one feel like the better deal? This brings us to one of my favorite ideas in cognitive psychology: anchoring. An anchor is initial information that can become a reference point for judgments that follow, and anchors can appear in far more places than shopping. Price anchors. The obvious example is pricing. If the first handbag you see costs Rs 2 lakh, the Rs 70,000 handbag beside it can suddenly appear comparatively reasonable. Take away the Rs 2 lakh bag, and Rs 70,000 might feel completely different. Nothing about the second product changed. The comparison did. Negotiation. Anchoring also matters in negotiation. The first number introduced can influence the range around which subsequent discussion occurs. That's one reason opening offers can matter. Again, this doesn't mean an anchor hypnotizes someone. Human decision-making is much more complicated than that. It means initial information can exert an influence. Estimates. And here's where anchoring gets fascinating. Researchers have demonstrated anchoring effects even in estimation tasks. Our judgments can be influenced by starting information that shouldn't logically determine the final answer, which tells us something important. We like to imagine every decision begins with a completely blank mental page. It often doesn't. Why this matters. Now think about ordinary life. Most people pay Rs 50,000. Originally Rs 20,000. The average person does X. Our premium package costs Rs 1 lakh, but every one of those statements potentially gives you a reference point before you evaluate what comes next. So what can you do? Remove the anchor. When possible, decide your criteria before seeing someone else's number. Buying something? Ask, what's my budget? What features matter? What is this worth to me? Negotiating. Research the realistic range beforehand. Evaluating a discount? Cover the crossed-out number mentally and ask, would I pay today's price if I had never seen the original? You're not making yourself immune to cognitive bias. Nobody gets a certificate saying, congratulations, you no longer have a human brain. You're creating better conditions for judgment. Closing. And that's the bigger lesson of cognitive psychology. The interesting question isn't, am I biased? We all use shortcuts and reference points. A much better question is, what influenced the judgment I just made? Next time something looks unbelievably cheap, look at the number sitting beside it. You may have just found the anchor. Subscribe to Inner Frequency if you want to understand the invisible psychology behind ordinary decisions.